Performing a final walkthrough is easily one of the most important things that you're going to do before closing on a home. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 6 essential tips that you need to do while performing the final walkthrough. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brenna and I'm a realtor with SimpliHOM in the Middle Tennessee area. I'm here to answer any or all questions that you may have about living in Tennessee, so be sure to reach out to me and be sure to subscribe because I post weekly. All right, so the first tip that I have is to check for any damage that has occurred since the last time you visited the home. So water damage, holes, cracks in the foundation, things like that can absolutely happen. So it's very important that you check for any damage that has been done. If you attended the inspection, then you typically know the condition of the home beforehand. So you'll notice if anything is really different during the final walkthrough. When sellers move furniture out of the home, sometimes they bump into the walls, making scuff marks, or they scratch the floors, so you're going to want to check for items like that. My second tip is that you need to ensure that all repairs have been made to the home. So if you agreed to have the sellers perform any repairs, you need to print out a list of which repairs the seller agreed to do and go through like a checklist each item once you are at the home. If a seller or a professional that the seller hired has improperly repaired an item, then that needs to be addressed before we go to the closing table. Some inspection companies will even do re-inspections for you after those repairs have been done, so that's a really great way of making sure that your home is in tip-top condition before you purchase it. It is very important that all repairs have been done correctly and in a timely fashion, so it's very important to print out that list, have it ready to go on your final walkthrough. My third tip for final walkthroughs is to make sure that all appliances and fixtures are in working order. So I like to start in different zones of the home. So if you enter through the garage area to the kitchen, I check all of the appliances first. I make sure that the stove is working, that the microwave's working, that the oven's heating up. You'll also want to make sure all of the electrical elements in your home are working correctly. So turn off and on all the lights, all the fans, and if there's a fireplace, go ahead and test it out. I also like to make sure that the hot and cold water is working properly in the home, and also turn up and down the air conditioning to make sure that the AC is working okay. So my next tip is to walk the exterior of the home, look at all sides of the home to make sure no damage has been sustained since the last time you saw it. When you're walking the exterior of the home, you need to make sure that there's no cracks in the foundation, cracks in any windows, shutters, or siding. My fifth tip is that you need to ensure that all of the personal belongings and items that were supposed to leave with the seller have left, and that all of the items that were supposed to stay are still there. So when you put in an offer on a home, you have a section where you get to decide what items stay with the home and what items will leave with the seller. During the final walkthrough, you need to check to make sure no personal belongings are hiding in any closets, attic space, crawl space, and that there's no trash remaining with the property. It is the seller's responsibility to take care of those items if they agree to do that in the contract. And on the other side, if a seller took an item, say the refrigerator or the washer and dryer that was supposed to stay with the home, that needs to be addressed as well, and the seller needs to bring back those items before closing. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that the seller is fully moved out before the final walkthrough, so sometimes there are still personal belongings that are left with the home. But most of the time, sellers are fully moved out and it's a day or two before closing, and you can inspect the home thoroughly. My final tip for a successful final walkthrough is to bring a tape measure. You want to make sure that your couch fits in the living room, that your dining room table will fit in the dining space, and that your bed is going to fit in the bedroom. Those are really important things that you need to prepare for ahead of time. So during the final walkthrough, it gives you an opportunity to measure and double check if the space is going to fit those items. I always have a tape measure with me on final walkthroughs and showings because I know how important it is to measure beforehand for the space, because if you're going to be bringing furniture over, you need to make sure that it's going to fit in with your new home. And another bonus tip that I have for you is if you want to bring some items, some personal items over to the final walkthrough, please refrain from doing that. You only really want to bring personal items once you have closed on the home and it is officially yours. All in all, the final walkthrough is such an exciting day because it means you're one step closer to closing on your home. If you have any questions about buying a home here in Tennessee, then be sure to reach out to me. You can find all of my contact information in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you next time.